This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with your channel message reading. I was kind of debating and seeing about how if I wanted to actually do it, and then Benita, that's I call my reporter on the scene, contacted me this morning and said she had had a vision about me, which confirms about what the message clear that I had, and I was having kind of like self-doubt about actually doing it. So I'm gonna actually do it because it seems like Spirit wants me. Excuse me for having my derriere in your face. For me to do it before I head on out of here, real quick to go do some grocery shopping. But what is on my mind is that it was saying that we need to act divine feminine energies. We need to act more in a rebellious way in our thinking. What I mean by that is this. We know that we have, and we've heard April Williams talk about this several times on this show, about us having this paradigm shift and how our old paradigms and ideologies right now is being asked for us to let it go, because it's no longer serving us. It's no longer having a purpose. It's no longer helping us to where we need to go as far as this new world or this new Aquarius age, or if we even saying about what we actually want and desires. We can't not have and use the same tools that we have been using beforehand. This was so within, so without, they bring it to me. Just like what's going on the outside, and we've had to have like a new way of life, a new way of protecting ourselves, using coverings and things of that nature as we go out and being 6 feet away. That is a radical way. We have been used to being very free-flowing, and I think that's what more so is radical, more so than rebellion. But we do have to rebel against our own, say, principalities and ideologies and thoughts. We have to rebel against that. We have to understand that we have to come to a way of saying that just like in the world things have changed, we've got to change. We've got to create a new system, a new way of interacting with not only ourselves but others. And what was brought to me is that we've got to really adapt. I brought out earlier about being unconditional love, and I thought we kind of understood it, but I seen that again through some conversations and things that have been brought out in the Sunshine Circle and people talking, that we still don't get it. We keep on thinking it's about other people, and we've got the really definition of what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is to love another just like Christ, if you believe in that or not, or how God loves us. We mess up, we fuck up every way that's different than what God wants us to do. And excuse me for cursing, but that's the only way it seems like you understand. And he still forgives us. He still loves us. We do things that to us would seem like it would shame the Father, or he would be upset with us, and he still says through God's grace he still blesses us. As light workers, we are a reflection of God. We are made in his image and likeness. What does that mean? That means everything, just like as a parent. You look at me, you can see face shape just like my dad. Rest of them, you can see mom. Every now and then, especially when I wear these glasses, you can see him jump right on up into me. And you say, oh my God, what's the picture that I can have there? You see this of all of us. You can see face-shaped things of his and my mom's where we bleed together. Okay? So, my point is if I'm made in the image and likeness of both of my parents, that means a lot of the traits and characteristics I have as well. Even if it's been learned, even through its environment, even if it is in my DNA, as Jupiter 1111 talks about, and how generational things you carry on, and the fear is housed in it. My mom always had taught me that. They're saying some kind of way, she calls it the spiritual DNA. You got even scientists say it's some parts of it they understand, like the character traits, but there's a couple of ones in there they like chromosomes or whatever it is. It's part of the helix thing of the DNA thing that they like. We can't. It's unaccounted for. We don't know what this represents. You know, they done tests with, I think Kathy D had talked about with lab rats, and how something about some things that they would do to scare them, and how generations later on the smell of what is cherry blossoms scares 4 generations of mice later on from what was been tortured and done to the mice or the rat then, and they feel the same thing. So every time when they hear or they have the smell of cherry blossoms, they get scared. Now, I'm not a mama Medea, the thing, but the point is that this test and whatever they did, this is not something that's genes changed, or they cancer traits or breast cancer traits being passed down through the chromosomes from one generation to another. This is something outside that's been a stimulus that is outside of, that has nothing to do with genes or hereditary things that has happened, that because of that condition is being passed on from generations to generations to generations, that what 5 generations down or 4 generations down, they still by the smell of cherry blossoms brings in fear into this rodent. Okay, so my thing is all those things just like that, that's the bad things. But think about what God as a source, whoever you believe, is your father, and everything is an image and likeness in him is placed in you. Whether you believe it or not, you were made in the image and likeness of something that created you. You didn't pop up and say, ooh, today I want to create, and my parents said, today I want to create a Bertina. And so let's go through the acts of having sex, and now we created that. It's something else that is a magical thing that has happened for you to be able to get here at the point in time and destination that you are. It's them too, and then there's the source, there's the power, there's that energy there that say, okay, this is time now. Let's create a divine sunshine. It has to be. So in that understanding that those elements and those materials that have been brought to you, of making sure that you are reflecting God's love and being unconditional as a light worker, as a divine. Divine means you are up above. You're not just a regular Joe, just like a regular cup of coffee. They don't have all the extras that you go to Starbucks for. That means you are innately made with the same elements and the same qualities as the divine, the divine. Like they say, the bears, that's it. So in order for you to practice unconditional love, that means you've got to welcome all, as Benita says he's seen in my dream. What they saying again that you've got to get radical is now accepting your divine counterpart for the way that they are showing up. You're putting conditions on them. That's not unconditional love. I love them when they start respecting me. I love them when they start understanding me. I love them when they start returning my phone call. Sure, it is good to put up healthy boundaries, but again, you should be asking yourself, some of you all are doing this and you're hurting yourselves in the process. You're not practicing. Thank you for divine confirmation. You are not practicing unconditional love. You're putting boundaries up and conditions based upon your ego. This twin flame thing is a radical. I really need to change the cover. A radical decision, and it comes from you thinking radically from your heart space and radically from your mind. Myself, I've even have gotten to the point I say, heck, what I was doing before wasn't working, so let me try something radical, which is to just love, just go on beyond. I don't care what's showing up, what has happened or whatever, let me just go ahead and just practice love, period. If I'm loving the situation, no. But at the same time, I know that if I say I love this person, then I've got to do it beyond borders. I got to do it beyond the things or the restrictions or the conditions that he is or she is presenting herself as. You are not practicing unconditional love. You're not loving as God. God still, remember, in the Bible verse, God says, this world, he said, I don't rule over this world. But however, he do have the last say. He'll say yes or no about what can happen, what go on, okay, in what's happening on earth. That's the same thing with you. You can't control about the situation that your divine counterpart is in. God says, or source says, or whoever it said, I just love you regardless. I love you through the thing. I'll be there with you. And at the same time, we've got to practice that. Now, I know that's radical, and I know that's something like, oh, I'm going to have to sit there for a while and think on that. I'm going to have to think on that, divine sunshine, because, you just don't know. Excuse me. Belch means you got to release. You got to release that. You just don't know. You just don't know. You don't know what he did. You don't know. You just don't know, child. Yes, I do know. I have been in the spot where you have placed your hopes and dreams and seen them take the same dreams that you had for them and go place it and put it all into something else. Read in between the lines what I'm saying. And I'm saying that was my dream. That was my dream for you and I. How could you take that and go now live the life that I had dreamed for us to do and now go off and do that? That goes, I have to go back to God. I can't control. That's earthly things. That's 3D things. I have to get to the point that I say again, if God brought this person to me and they stated that this is my divine counterpart, I've got to trust that God will go in there and step in when it's time to say, okay, enough is enough. You've learned your lesson. Now let's go ahead and let's now truly live the dream that I had for you. Because right now you live in a bootleg version of the dream that I had and the bootleg version of the dream that she even had for you. That's not where I told you to be. Now that's where a lot of trust comes in. And that's, again, we have visited this before, where we do not have in source because we can't see it. But we should believe, just like this light is on, that's in front of me, this halo light that I have, the understanding is getting supplied with something in order for it to be turned on. Because when I click the power thing, I expect for the light to turn on. Now, if it's not, it's something wrong with my connection. I ain't got it plugged in my computer. Something is wrong on what I have done. But otherwise, that his job is you turn me into the source, I'm going to turn on. The job is, again, with the divine counterpart. The thing is, we're supposed to be in union. Not supposed to be union. Now, what's going on as far as why it's not turning on is something not plugged in, something's not doing right. That is on my end, or at the same time, it could be working still, and it's just saying right now, I'm just showing a different way of how to show up and demonstrate myself. Doesn't mean that also I've done anything wrong. They just corrected me. And they say, no, all the time it's got to be something wrong. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just like it's just not ready yet. We're not finished. We want them right. And there's some things that you two have got to learn together. I told you, it's 80%. You got to be 100% done. But at least a good percentage of you got to be worked out, a good core, so you can have a good foundation. So when you and your divine counterpart comes together, you won't have that running away again. It'll be like, nope, I remember. Don't want to do it again. I know what it is. I fought like hell to get back into this spot. Thank you for the confirmation, Raphael. I ain't going through this again because I know what she's worth, or I know what he's worth. So I'm going to sit here and we're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about it. And even if I get mad and he walks off or something like that, some kind of way I got to trust that within us and that connection is going to say, okay, we can't go down this road. Whatever that she did that I'm that upset about, it ain't worth it. So let me turn this car right back around, maybe go to the park, take me a little breather, and then come right on back into it and say, okay, you finished. Okay, now let's go on. Let's keep on going. Because we already know we're not even going to play this game. We already know what it is to be without. And we know it's like hell. Literally. We ain't never been in other relationships before like that we can release and say deuces to it. And we like, I'm fine, I'm cool. It sound like my mom and my dad said, I don't know what it is. All the other relationships I can let go. But when it comes to you, I can't let it go. Right. Sound like Anthony Hamilton. So you can't. So let's stop fooling ourselves, because we know how that goes. We can't let go. So we might as well stop fighting it and go on. We've got to, as Benita said, open our arms and receive. And it says, receive all of them. That means everything, all of them, just like Source does, God does. He receives all of us. He takes the good, the bad, and the ugly. And he still say, come on, won't you come? Come on. I understand they hurt you. Come on, but I still love you. And I'm still going to pull you through it. And I'm still not going to let it hurt you. And I'm still going to let it get just so far, so close to you. And I'm still going to make sure that you have victory. That's unconditional love. And some of you all know you've been out here, you had a hellified, acted ugly. You done did some things that even yourself, they said, I can't forgive myself for what I did. But God still loves you. And Source still loves you. And it's still. That's the same way we got to do with our counterparts. We putting conditions on it. And you can't understand. Ask yourself at all times, is it well in my soul? What I'm about to do I really feel well in it? Again, your soul is housed in your heart, which means you ask in your heart. Does this feel good about what I'm doing? Okay, I called this person. Did it feel good? Did they pick up the phone? No. But did it feel good that I had did it? Yes, because I had been debating about this. I fought a fear, and I was scared to do it. And I actually did it. Thank you. I did something with the DM yesterday. I was scared kind of semi to death to do it. And I went on and it paid off. And I could tell heart to heart, although he tried to act cool like a cucumber, like, yeah, okay, them. Yeah, okay, yeah, you know, thank you. Thank you very much for my lunch. And I was like, okay. So then, you know, it tried to be real cool about it. And I was like, but inside, I said, okay, let's check in the heart. He was doing something, so I was like, oh my gosh, he thought about me. This is so, oh my God. That if I come on and went by what outside, I would never have did it. I never would have did it. Now, I don't know what kind of seed that planted in him. Maybe that might have did a major 3D shift, like they had said, with him emotionally. It made him say, oh, okay, maybe she's not that bad. A lot of times, you know what, with us in this thing, we have such a great love for our divine counterpart. But in that same vein, when we have that great love, there's that great fear. And that's what we've got to fight. We got to fight again, like the Daniellleboomlle says, the unknown, about trusting. We say, okay, if I do put my heart online, I go in ahead and do something nice, or I do call and stuff. What's their reaction? Need to get to the point it don't matter. My thing is, did I do set off what I said I was going to do? I was going to surprise him with lunch. Did I do that? Yes. Did he receive the lunch? Yes, he did. Was it appreciated? Yes, he did say thank you. Okay, well then my job is done. That's it. That made me feel good in my heart to do something. Knowing with everything that's going on and he's battling with that stuff. And, you know, trying to clean up and do things on his end. So that lets me know that I did my job to help him. Now, it don't matter about what conditions and what his situation that he's in. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But what I wanted to do is reach out to my other half and say, I know it's hard out there, and I just want to give you a little bit of something of appreciation to say, thank you, I know it, I can feel it, I know what you're going through, and I want to show you that in 3D. Now, what he does with it, that's his thing. If it triggers him, make it go more into his shell, less coming out, that's his thing. But I know within my heart's a heart, that's something that I wanted to express. Now, rather it comes in return from him, may not come from him. May come from David, might come and bless me with a healing. Say, well, you was on my mind. Spirit told me to do a healing for you. Beautiful. Thank you. A soul mission. Or April might say, you know what? I'm going to do something Spirit told me to do. Just do a special healing for you. Beautiful. Thank you. So you're looking for it to come back and return back in the same form in which you put it out there. And you just got to open yourself up. That goes back to what Benita. Open yourself up and say, I threw out the love and now I received the love in whichever form that it comes back to me. It's hard. I know it's hard. I'm just even in front and I'm telling you this. And I have to go remind myself. Thank God for this channel. To remind myself about, you know what you said, right? Yeah. Okay. We ain't going to be no hypocrite on this show. We're going to practice integrity. So if that's what we're doing, that's what we do. We do things and we don't look for it in return to come back the same way we threw it out. It's just the act of love. And that's what we're forgetting. That we're thinking it's like a boomerang. We throw it out there and it's the boomerang's going to come back. You might throw it back, I throw out the boomerang and it might come back a frisbee. Or it might come back an air balloon. This is what we're getting so results orientated. We talked about that in the circle as well. You results orientated. You're looking for it that way. Open yourself up and allow for source of God to say, give it to me that way or better. Excuse me. I gave him lunch. Maybe somebody might drop off and say, hey, I was thinking about you and your mom. Y'all here. Maybe my best friend might say, okay, I'm going to drop off. Spirit told me to drop off a cheesecake and a full dinner to you and your mom. Thank you, Jesus. It's best that you watching. You can't give me some of them ribs and that smoked mac and cheese and all that extra stuff that you got there if you watching, bestie. But my thing is, you don't know how it's going to do that. Just open yourself up. Wide. Say, universe, I dare you to surprise me with something good today. I dare you. I want something that's going to rock me, sock me, knock me off my sock knee. In whatever area you think that I need to have improvement and moved up to the next level to help me to ascend. Now, I done threw it out there. So, that's the way we have to think of. But we got to welcome all. No matter what kind of shape and way and form that they come. That's even including our divine counterpart. And if you're struggling with that idea of understanding and you've got so much hurt and things that's going on, I'm going to start up again the sunshine circle. Again, we're ending. So we're ending this Friday is the last one, but I'm going to start up again for June. For you, it'll be that want to join in on it. I'm struggling with this beers. Like, okay, I'm going to leave it at $11. And the universe, I'm going to ask for it to come up with the rest of it because I want to charge $22. But we're going to leave it at that, $11 for that. And I'm going to let the universe rock and sock me, bring it to me, multiply me for the rest of my monies on that one. But it's going to be $11.11 for you to go on ahead and to join in on the Sunshine Circle. We meet Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. A lot of breakthroughs is coming on there. If you don't believe me, I know they don't have a problem. Ask Jupiter 1111. Ask Ethereal Sorceresr 777. about the breakthroughs that have happened on there. I know she don't have a problem testifying and telling you about what things that has occurred and how being in the Sunshine Circle has actually helped as well. Okay, so I love you. I love you so very much, but you got to, again, you got to get that spirit. Benita has told me, and I'm going to tell you, you got to, I got to kind of do the again, like my divine mask, I got to kind of slap you again. We ain't getting it. We not getting it. We not getting it. We not getting it. Unconditional love without conditions. I know it's hard, but you got to remember, again, think about yourself. What is one of the heinous things that you have done, and you say, oh Jesus, I want forgiveness of, and I want to kind of wipe the slate clean like I haven't done anything, because it's just that bad, and that's not who I am right now. And I don't want anybody to keep on washing my face in it either, that's what I did. And I want them to accept me brand new, because now I know better. And sometimes you have to act as if that person is better, although they are not in that vein yet, until they start believing and saying, wait a second, hold on. That's just like some people are saying about with God and Christ and source, say, you still love me although I did X, Y, and Z? And say, yeah, I still love you. Wow. And then it makes that change in the heart, which makes that change in the soul, which makes that able for the divine feminine and the divine masculine to move into the right spots that they're supposed to. Divine feminine rules the mind of the relationship, and the divine masculine rules the heart and the soul, and you connect that way. And that's how you got that soul connection, or that twin flame, I'll call it divine unisoul connection that goes there. All right, that's enough on that. I think you got it. So as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Now I'm going to go. Love you.